Hi guys, this is me again, Leola. Listen, I wanted to apologize to anybody if I offended anybody in saying what I said regarding Eddie Murphy and Whitney Houston. I am just tired of people um, just saying things about my brother, you know. And I wanted to clear that up because Whitney and Eddie really didn't have a long time relationship. It wasn't that kind of thing. No. And Whitney got over that very quickly. That wasn't even nothing for anybody to be talking about. And so for me to come upon Robin making it a point to do a video about that, stating that Eddie um, had called Whitney during the time that she was getting ready to marry Bobby. I thought that was very ugly. Why even mention something like that? As if to say Bobby was such, a bad guy. Well, let me say this because I have myself personally, I grew up with a lot of gay people. My mother had a lot of gay friends that used to come to the house when we were younger. They would play cards. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on and on. Um, I have a lot of gay friends right now that would hurt you about me. Real talk. They are crazy about Leola. And I'm talking back in the day when I was coming up, I actually had drag queen gay guys that were my friends, because I came from that world. I was in the streets. So yes, I have a lot of gay friends. But at the same time, excuse me, let me take some water. But at the same time, I have to keep it real. And you all should always respect people that keep things real with you. Because the phony people out there don't care nothing about you. Leola, I'm a little bit different. I'm going to keep it real. I'm a lot different than a lot of people out here. I'm not going to say things to you that's going to just, I'm not going to tell you things because I think that you want to hear them. I'm going to tell you things that you need to hear because it's important. And I'm a believer in God. None of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. Let me give you all an example. I want y'all to get your popcorn and sit down with me and hear your sister out. Let Leola talk to you tonight without nobody getting upset with me, please. Because it's so important that we do this. And I'm going to be doing this talking one-on-one. I feel like it's one-on-one. I'm talking to you guys. And I want to be there for you all. I want to be available to go to talk one-on-one with you when you need somebody to talk to. I want to be that person. So I don't mind. Talk to me, and I'm going to talk to you. Let's talk now. Okay, I used to work for the city. Okay? The city of Atlanta. Mental health, mental retardation, and substance abuse people. I worked in like a crisis center where you had to have really basically a degree to do this job, working for the state. I didn't have a degree, and I told them, I was straight up when I went in for the interview. I said, look, I got some stuff on my record, but I'm not the person that I was before. And if you hire these people out here that got degrees and pass me over and not hire me, I said, they're not going to be a good person for this position because I am passionate about working with people and helping people, especially people off the street. That is what I do. I am I've been through everything under the sun. So of course I can talk to people, women that were raped, guys that were raped, you name it, domestic violence. I've been in domestic violence. I've been there. I've been abused. I've been left for dead. You name it. So Anyway, I had this guy he was a drag. And he was with me this evening. And we sat down and talked. And I said, listen, because he would ask me to do some things that I just could not do. And I said, no. I said, and I'm talking this brother, this man was tall, not too dark, but, a tall black man, dark man, handsome. And I said, if you wasn't gay and I seen you walk down the street with a suit on, I would have wanted to holler at you. I would have gave you some play, brother. I said, I can't believe. But I asked him, I sat him down and I talked to him. And I said, why? Because he used to like to dress up in women's clothes and walk around the facility. And so I sat him down one day and I talked to him. And that's what I do. I used to go out and talk to homeless people and ask them how they got there. How did you get to where you're at? And you'd be surprised, you guys. People have been through a lot in this world. Seriously. The homeless people, there's a lot of educated people that have been through college and everything. And now they don't have a place to live and they're on the street. But this particular person came through our crisis center. And he was with us for days. And so he wanted to dress up this night. And I said, come on. I said, brother, don't do this. I said, why? I said, what happened to you? I said, let's talk. I waited till everybody went to bed. And I said, let's talk. He said, okay. He said, okay, Leola. He said, when I was younger, my stepfather, his stepfather or father, used to rape him. And he said he would tell his mother, but his mother would not do anything about it. And so after a while, he just, I guess when he left the home and he never looked back. But he became of age and then left home. But I want to say this to the mothers out there. There are a lot of our children, male and female, that have been molested and raped. You gotta stop, mothers. I wish my child would come to me and tell me that somebody messed with them, somebody touched them. Stop thinking that your child is lying. A man should never be that important to you, sisters. No, women, anybody. No. Are you kidding me? So see, this generation out here that are coming up, and whatever they're doing, we don't need to be talking about them being gay, lesbian, bisexual, whatever. It's because of what we have done to them. You understand? Because there's I've talked to a lot of male and female that tell me that their mothers never believed them, call them liars. How can you do that? And some of you know that they're not lying. Don't ever do that to your child. Never. No, I am a victim of molestation and rape. Yes. Of course, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, there's hardly any woman in anywhere that hasn't been touched. Come on. It's happened in many, 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 many houses. Not very many that it didn't happen at. Okay? So we're not alone. We are not alone. And this is a brother, a man. And like I said, I don't have nothing against anybody that's gay. No. And my thing is, I think in the situation with Whitney and Eddie Murphy was, Whitney, somebody wrote something on my YouTube about, well, Whitney was gay. Why didn't you, so Eddie can't be gay? No, a woman doesn't want, when a woman wants a man is supposed to want that. I mean, come on, you all. Let's talk now. God did not create man for man, nor did he create woman for woman. No. And the reason why you all are getting away with this in this world today, because they haven't made laws against it, because people are not really, they really are not with God. You all got to hear me today. You can come to God any way that you are, brothers and sisters, men and women. Yes, God will take you. And I am not judging you. Leola is not judging you. Like I said, I got many gay friends, but they will tell you that I talk to them. And I tell them, I love you, but I got to tell you the truth. Because it's written in the Bible that God made man for woman and made woman for man. And we are to mate and multiply. Yes. Just imagine if you was God and you created this world and then somebody messed up your world by sinning like that. God didn't make a man for another man. No. And the church is not being honest with you all. Not all of the churches. They're not being honest and telling you all that God is not going to allow you to stay that way. You can get help and you can change. Listen to this story. This brother that I talked to him. I don't know where. God was with me. I held him and I cried with him. And he said, you know what he said to me? He said, Leola, I want to change. He said, I do. He said, I know a lot of women like me. They look at me like I'm a fine man. He said, and I want to change. I want a woman. He said, but I don't know where to begin. I don't know where to start. So I personally am thinking of a foundation that I can open to help brothers that need this, that want to change and need this therapy. You know, nobody really wants to hear this. Not many people. But let me tell you something. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Church of Scientology have come together for everybody, all of us, to get audited, right? I have heard from people that are black and white that this thing works. The auditing works that Minister Farrakhan and L. Ron Hubbard has together. Yes, you guys should check it out. I'm telling you, we need more programs out here for people that want to change. Because let me tell you all something, and I say this with all due respect to any and every person out here that likes or is going with or dealing with or married to a person of the same sex. God is not, he's not going to accept you this way. You can come to him like that, but we can't remain that way. We have to go back into how he created us. If he created you as a woman, then we are to be that, sisters. If he created you as a man, you are to be that man. We have to come back to God. We are at the end of the book. The Bible talks about it. It said, in these days, men will be lovers of themselves. I'm not judging you. I'm not bashing you. I'm a person that really, really cares for you. We don't know what it's like on the other side. We don't. And you don't know that when you die, what's going to happen? What is God going to do with your soul? You know, there was a video that I saw of a young brother who said that he had died and he had saw death. And he said it was like hell was like levels, where there was people screaming to the top of their lungs from being, I guess, burnt or in the fire or tortured. Hell, I don't know what he saw, but he said this was a sight for him. He was clinically dead, but he said he got a peek into hell and saw what it was like. Do you all understand this? This video is on YouTube. And this is a young brother talking about it, saying, my God, we got to get ourselves together. We don't want to die and go to hell. He said because it was people just screaming. And I don't know if this is true. I don't know what it's like after death. I'm just saying, nobody has been able to come back and tell us how it's going to be. So we don't know what it's like on the other side. And all I'm trying to do is help God save people. That's it. That is it. Some of these things that we're doing in this world, we know it's not right. But we're so far gone in doing it, and then without anybody trying to really correct us. Well, I'm not saying there's nobody. It's just not enough people, enough pastors, and enough people in the church that is telling the truth. A lot of pastors and preachers are sleeping with people. They have wives, but they're sleeping with other women of the church, other men, boys. I mean, it's terrible. And we got to get back to the word. We have to go back into fasting and praying and keeping up prayer with God, no matter what God we serve. I am not God. I'm not telling anybody what to do. All I'm saying is we should really think about changing our lives and just striving to go back to being the person that God created us to be. That's all. That's all I am saying. And you know, a lot of people say, well, Whitney was gay. Whitney may have been gay. She may have been lesbian. She may have been whatever. I don't know because I never seen Whitney in action. Okay? Now, I'm going to keep this real. I never seen Whitney kiss anybody but my brother. So if I said to you, yes, Whitney Houston was gay, I would be lying because I don't know that for sure. Nor do I appreciate the fact that Robin came out with a book talking about it. See, I have a problem with people. I have a problem with when someone dies. No, let's just get it out on the table. After Whitney died, it seemed everybody came from everywhere doing things that I know they would not have done if Whitney was alive. And see, I am the type of person that looks at that and says, wow, I mean, think about it. Bobby Brown has been in the music industry for a long time, you guys. And let's be real. Let's keep it all the way 100. You have never seen a Brown, me or my siblings, in the media. The whole time Bobby was with New Edition, or when Bobby went solo and went out on his own. You never, ever seen the Browns. Never, because we're not about that. We never did anything like that. Unless it's necessary, then yes. If it's necessary to step up and say something, then yes, it's necessary. But the people that came out, like Pat Pat Houston. That was the first red flag for me when she came out and said she was Whitney's manager. No, she was not. Whitney Houston never had a manager. Her father was her manager. My brother Tommy, when he was managing Bobby, he was doing some stuff for Whitney. Tommy never stepped up and said he was Whitney's manager, and he has done things for Whitney. But I can assure you that Pat Houston never was Whitney's manager. No, that is not true. And I don't know why Whitney's family has allowed her to get away with that. I mean, I think I know why now, but I don't understand it. You see, everybody's coming out doing things, saying stuff. They sold everything of Whitney's, and I mean, my God. Just the way that they did Whitney was so cold. So cold. I didn't like that. I didn't like it. And I don't care what you are. I don't judge nobody. Nobody. If you're gay or lesbian, that's your business. That is between you and the Father. I am not going to love you no less. No, Leola is not that kind of person. But I will tell you that it is against what God wants for us. And there is a chance, there is a way and a chance that we can change if you want to. If you want to make it to meet your Father, your Creator. I don't want to see people die and my brothers and sisters die and go to hell and if there's a hell for you or suffering when you die. I don't know. I don't know what it's like on the other side. But my God, I do. Why I wouldn't want to take a chance? Because you only live for a little while. And when we go, we're gone forever. So if they're suffering forever, oh my God, that is something that I know can't nobody take. So I'm just saying, at the end of the day, and that brother that I talked to when I was working for the state, I talked to him and he cried on my shoulders. We cried together and he promised me, he said, Leola, I'm going to strive hard to be a man and find me a woman after I get myself together. He said, I am. I'm going to try my best not to mess with men anymore. And this was a fine, fine brother. When I tell you, this brother was fine. Tall and fine. Beautiful skin. Good looking man. Oh my God, he was gorgeous to look at. Yes. He finally wrote a letter. And to this day, I still have the letter. And if he's looking at this video, I forget his name. But I know you remember me. I got your letter put up. And your name is on it. But he wrote a letter to the president of the company that I worked for. And said that I helped him. He said, I actually helped him to rethink about being gay, and I also brought him back to God, Allah. He said, he wrote Allah on the paper. He said, Leola brought me back to Allah, God. And I was like, wow. I took that letter and I put it in, I made a copy. He let me have a copy, and I made it, I put, put it in a plaque. But I was like, wow. I mean, it was something going through crisis. There was a lot of stuff went on. People that came in that were trying to commit suicide. One woman wrote a letter stating that if it wasn't for me, she would have committed suicide. Yes. Her mother and father left her and her sister a fortune, a lot of money, and her sister wouldn't give her nothing. So this woman wanted to kill herself. Seriously. And that's why she was in the program where I worked. She was in crisis. And they brought her to me. And I talked with her. And I sat up with her. And I told her, no. No, you got to get strong and just fight your sister. No. And I want to say that to everybody. If you are alive and breathing, I don't care what we go through. If you woke up the next day, that means that God gave you another day to just, all you have to do is just strive and work hard. God will put his foot forward with you. It's never over. No, take it from me, please. Because I've been all the way down at the bottom and been all the way up and been all in between. And that's why I say all the time, God is sufficient for me. And I mean that. I mean that. That's all. I don't have a greater desire in this world other than God and what he wants me to do. I want to be that vessel for him because I've done everything. I've been through everything under the sun. I've survived everything. I've been through wars and wars and wars and came out strong and alive. This is why I say people can't pull stuff out. I done been out there in the streets, you all. I done seen it all. I can read people walking in the room. I can read a person like that. No, seriously, I'm not bragging because I've been out there. If I ever tell you something about a person, you better take heed because people have always come back to me and say, Leola, you said that. Yes, I don't mean no harm. I just know people. And people have tried me. They have done things to me. And God, I've seen a person do something to me. They were doing some sneaky stuff to me. I was in their home. Allah caved their whole roof in. Their whole roof right in front of me. As if to say, you better leave my child alone. I know they got the message. Oh yeah. Allah don't play. He does not play. No. But I am saying this, you guys, to say, I'm not biased. I am not a biased person. If somebody is gay or lesbian or anything, I'm not biased. Do I think it's right? Absolutely not. Emphatically no. I believe that God, I know that God hates that for us. He don't want us that way. We can go back, brothers and sisters, into being the people that God created us to be. And if you don't, Leola will still love you. I will still respect you. I'm not that kind of person. But I feel like it is my duty to tell you the truth. A lot of people are afraid to tell you that. I'm not. I have friends, and I'll be honest with you. There's times I've told people when I was looking for a hairdresser, I said I don't want a hair, and I don't know if I was wrong, but I said I don't want a hairdresser unless it's a gay guy. Gotta be a gay man because they do hair well. You understand? I've said that. And I've asked God, I said, God, if that is a sin, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me, Father. But a lot of gay men can do hair. I have a lot of gay friends, guys. I do. I'm not biased to gay people. I'm not. I respect gay people, and gay people respect me. And my friends that are gay, you better not say nothing bad about Leola. They will come for you. Oh, they will come for you. They don't play at all. At all. Some people know them. Yes. But I wanted to say that to you guys because I thought that it was necessary to come back and say that because I don't have anything against Eddie Murphy. But I think it was very childish. And I think that it should not have been said when Robin said it. Bobby and Whitney were married. They weren't thinking about another man or woman during their wedding. Why would Robin say that Eddie called Whitney to talk to her as if Eddie was somebody that, no, he wasn't, Robin. And I don't know if Whitney ever told you that about Eddie, but I think she did because you all were pretty close. I'm sure you didn't want to say that, but I'm not afraid to say anything, especially when I'm trying to help God's people. And I think it's only right because there are some people that do want to change out here. And you can. You can. You don't have to stay that way. No. And like I said, you can come to God that way. But no, whoever's telling you that God will take you anyway, yes, he will take you anyway. But we can't remain that way. We have to strive hard to change and come back to ourselves. Yes, you have to know this. A lot of preachers, pastors out here are afraid to tell you that because they're afraid of losing their congregation. They're afraid of losing their money. But see, I don't, Leola doesn't, nobody writes my checks for me but me. You understand? So I don't have to be afraid of anything. And people shouldn't be afraid to speak truth. I mean, we're living in a time where everybody knows now. Everybody knows the truth now. God ain't even a secret no more. The mystery, the truth has set us free. Everybody knows that Allah is God and that Muhammad is his messenger. Yes, that ain't even a secret no more. Oh, and that's another thing I wanted to say. When I was talking before and I was explaining the Bible, and I was saying in every Bible, the reason why I said that, and I apologize for not explaining it right. I was trying to say that the Bible is a guide for us now. Because in Deuteronomy, God was telling Abraham, know for a surety that your seed is going to a land where they will be afflicted and oppressed for 400 years. He said, then I'm coming to judge that nation whom they shall serve. And then God said his people will come out with great riches. That ain't nobody but us. Y'all got to know that. Nobody else was afflicted and oppressed like the black man and woman in America. Y'all got to know that. White folks is bearing witness to this today. That's not a secret. Yes. And so God knew, I'm saying that to say, God knew that we were coming here. You understand? So the Bible, when I said that the Bible was written from the original tongues, and the original tongues was Hebrew, Arabic, because we couldn't speak English when we came. And so the Bible was a guide for us because we had left. In the beginning, the Word was with man. See, we used to carry the Word with us. We were fearful of God in the beginning. We were Muslims. Our mothers and fathers coming over here. We didn't even need a book. But then the Bible came as a guide for us to bring us back, to help us. The truth will set you free. You all can learn so much if you study. If you go to noi.org, noi.org, you will learn a lot. And I'm not trying to promote NOI, the nation. I mean, I am about the nation, yes. But I'm not saying this. I don't want nobody writing me saying, oh, you trying to get people to buy. No, that you should buy books from the nation. www.noi.org. You can get some books that would educate you and your children on who we are and the truth. Yes, you should. Because we are living in a time, you all, where we have to hurry up. and get it together. Because God is not going to take us like this. You got to know this. It is so much that we don't know. Oh my God. And Minister Farrakhan has been trying his best to wake us up. Oh my God. You all just don't know. You don't know. But yes. So I'm saying that Whitney Houston, if she was gay, if she did sleep with Robin, that is between her and God. And I know for a fact, when she got with my brother, she was ready for Bobby. She was ready for a man. If that was the case, she was ready for change. We can't judge her if she was a lesbian or was gay. That's between her and God. Okay? It is. It's between her and the Father at the end of the day. And Robin the same at the end of the day. I mean, none of us are better than the next. We all have sinned. But one thing's for sure. She was not into Eddie like that. And that's what I was trying to say. I don't know where that video was coming from. But with Robin saying Eddie called Whitney during... The way Whitney explained Eddie to me, Whitney did not want to hear from Eddie. No. That relationship was done. Once he got caught on that telephone and she heard that other man's voice talking about her with Eddie and saying what he was saying, Whitney didn't want to hear nothing. Any woman would be that way. Yes. And by you all saying, okay, well, Whitney was gay or Whitney was, she was lesbian or whatever, why would she get mad? First of all, you all, see, that's what a man cannot do. When you are messing with a woman, you should not mess with a man too. You understand? That's not right. That's like kind of horrible. Women don't like that. Not women that are straight and don't like that kind of lifestyle. You understand? That's wrong. You can't do that. In your eyes, it may seem okay to sleep with a man and a woman, but that's not, in other people's eyes, that's not cool. And I think that, make your mind up. If you're going to do that, that's wrong. It's unfair with AIDS and all this other stuff out here. It's very unfair. So yes, Whitney had a right to be upset with him. I'm sure she was dealing with Eddie and nobody else. You understand? So, yes. But I wanted to get that out. And I wanted to say that, I wasn't lashing out at Eddie Murphy. No, that's not what I was doing. But at the same time, I kind of did go there. I was like snapping, like, I'm tired of y'all talking about Bobby. Leave my brother alone, please. And Bobby hasn't done anything to you, Robin. He hasn't. Bobby hasn't really done. I don't know anything that Bobby has done to you. And like I said, if you've come around Bobby and Whitney when they were together, I mean, come on, Robin. You know you can't do that. Let bygones be bygones if that's what the case was. She's married now. Have some respect for people that are married. You're even married right now. What if your mate's ex came around all the time? It was all up around your mate right now. Because I heard you got married. Now, what if your mate's ex came around all the time? Hmm? And Robin, another thing that I did not reveal. Do you remember a conversation me and you had? Robin, we were in New York. It was a function. Bobby, me, you, Bobby, Whitney, BB Winan. Who else was there? There was some other celebrities there, I forget. But we was all in this one place, remember? And you asked me to walk with you to the store. I remembered your conversation, Robin, that you had with me. And I never opened my mouth, my sister. Never. I never repeated what you said to me. I never did. I never told Whitney or Bobby to this day. See, I can keep secrets. Or I'm not saying that you told me that as a secret, but I can. I am the type of person that when people tell me things, I don't just run back. And especially if somebody says, Leola, don't mention this to somebody. I will not do that. Just like the nurses at hospice that came to me and told me that Pat Houston was starving Bobby Christina to death. I never revealed her name and never will. Okay? Leola is known for keeping secrets and known for being loyal, known for keeping her word. Okay, known for being a true and real loyal friend to anybody. You understand? So those of you that lost Leola out there, you lost a good friend. I ain't saying I'm all that, but God ain't making them like me no more. I'm sorry. Nah, because it's too many. I done been out here, and it's a lot. I'm not saying I'm the only one, but people like me are hard to find. Yeah, we are. Because we're loyal to the bone. To the bone. But anyway, I never revealed what you told me, Robin. I never. And I don't know if you said that to me so that I could go back to Whitney and say something, or Barbie. But I never did. I never did. I never said nothing. Nope. And I know you probably was looking for me to do that, but I'm not about that. Especially when it comes to, I would never want to even break anybody up. The only reason why I talk about my brother's wife is because my brother is living with somebody that is not right for him. And I'm fighting for my brother's life. Otherwise I would never step into another man's marriage or another woman's. That is not right. That's a no-no. But I love my brother that much. I care about him that much. I want to see him do better. I want him to live. That's why. Yeah, but Whitney and Eddie Murphy, let's let that go. Whitney is not there, was not there, no. Eddie would not have been able to do anything with Whitney. So I don't know why that conversation even came up. I mean, if Whitney was here, you all would understand where I'm coming from. Because Whitney, she did not play when it came to Eddie Murphy. If you mention Eddie's name, honey, she would get upset. hmm Yes. So I don't know what Robin means about Eddie called Whitney to try to talk to her when she was marrying Bobby. Eddie couldn't have done nothing. He couldn't have done nothing. No, he couldn't have done nothing but push Whitney closer to Bobby, running away from him. Whitney did not care for Eddie Murphy. Not even that much, she said. No. Again, Bobby Brown is the dude, guys. Yes. But I wanted to talk to you all, and it was very important for me to get that off my chest. So I want you all to know I'm not biased to anybody, you know. And if there's anybody out there that wants to talk to Leola, if you are lesbian or gay and you feel like you want help just to save your soul with God, please, please inbox me, email me, please. I will help you. I will find help for you. Yes, I know the perfect place for you, darlings. Yes, yes. And I wonder how this brother's doing. He told me he would try. He said he was going to strive from that day on to go back to being a man. That's what he said. Yes. And I believe him. I believed him, yes. So wherever he is, I pray to God that God is blessing him and keeping him strong. Oh, Allah, I pray that this man is, wherever he is strong. And he's steady on the path. Yes. All right, guys, I got a whole lot of other videos to upload. Yes, yes. I thank you all for listening. I will be back with some more. I will definitely be back with some more. We're going to talk. We are going to talk. I'm going to try to, touch on every issue. I haven't forgotten you guys. I'm looking at some of you people, y'all waste your time when you say negative stuff to Leola. If I see one word that don't look right, delete. I don't even read it. So it makes no sense to write anything to me. I give it no attention. No, God blocks all that out for me. I keep it moving. I block you, keep it moving. Some of you, I might not block. I'll just delete your message if I don't want it up on my... I'm not with that. If I put something up, we ain't talking about nothing else. You know, I don't have time for that. Life is too short. Let's move on. Okay? But I want you guys to know that Leola loves you. I respect you a lot, a whole lot. And I will never disrespect you, no matter what you do, who you are, what decisions you make in this life. Never, ever get disrespect from Leola. But what Leola will do, as a little teeny servant of God's, I will try my best to tell you when something's right or wrong. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is what mothers, sisters, aunties are supposed to do. Yes, even if it hurts. Even if it hurts. But the beauty of it all is I will never love you any less. And that's what I want you to know. Okay? All right, guys. I'll be back. All right? Leola will be back. Peace.